What is happening, fellow pioneers of human transportation? I'm Yogi Steve, and you're watching ESA, the Electric Scooter Academy. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. If I have the red brick wall behind me, you know it's time for an electric scooter review. I am out here today on my favorite scooter in this class. I always look at scooters by class, mainly by price. I consider this basically a $4,000 scooter, although right now you can buy this scooter for $3,500 from Vora Motors. You can also get the 2.0 version for $3,500, which is going to fix all of the negatives. It really has a couple of problems that were serious, but INMOTION has done the right thing. They released an INMOTION RS 2.0 that's going to fix all of these problems. I'm going to go over all the pluses, the minuses, and I'm going to tell you why this is my favorite electric scooter on the market at this price point. I've said this many times before, there's no such thing as the best scooter. No scooter is perfect. Every scooter has problems. There's a lot of personal taste that goes into deciding what scooter you like or you don't like. And I'm going to tell you the reasons why I absolutely love the INMOTION RS. We're also going to go over all the specs. I'm going to give you all the details on this scooter. And then when we're done, we're going to take a ride. We're going to go to the absolute best taco truck in LA, and I'll show that to you. Why is this my favorite electric scooter in this class? I have my own really specific reasons for liking or not liking a scooter. One of the main things I look at when I think about an electric scooter is how easy is it to ride. I've ridden all the big name brand scooters. Some of them are easy to ride, some of them are hard to ride. As an example, probably the most difficult electric scooter for me to ride was the Cabo Wolf King GTR. I did like that scooter. It was fun, it was fast, it was relatively durable, but there was too much distance from the standing position to the handlebars. The handlebars could not be raised high enough. So one of the main reasons why I like this scooter is not because it's super fast, although it is, not because it has crazy acceleration, it does, but because of the riding position. You can notice the stem, it's tilted slightly towards the rider instead of being almost all the way straight up and down like most electric scooters, and the handlebars are slightly tapered towards the driver. So when I stand on the scooter, I can have my elbows in a really comfortable position. Instead of having my arms overextended like this, when I ride this scooter, my elbows are almost slightly tucked to my sides. If you ride your scooter with your arms extended like this, you fry your front delts and you fry your hands. All the weight, all the pressure of riding is in your hands and in your delts. The more you can bring your elbows in, the more your biceps and especially your upper back are involved in driving the scooter. This might seem like an obscure reason for liking a scooter, but when you put 40,000 miles on stand-up electric scooters like I have proof of all this. I have 40,000 miles on stand-up scooters. This makes this the absolutely most comfortable and enjoyable electric scooter to ride. Second thing I like about this scooter is the stem and the hinge. I love the double stem. The longer I ride these types of scooters, the more I am inclined to prefer a double stem scooter. So this scooter has the double stem, which I do believe is more durable than any single stem scooter on the market. What I also like about this scooter is you can raise and lower the handlebars really high. I have them in the highest position. Higher, the better for me. You know, when I ride, I stand generally at the back of the scooter. So the higher the handlebars, the better. Again, that relates to riding position, right? I love the riding position. The suspension on the scooter is really good. It's not too stiff, it's not too cushy. I don't like the idea of a scooter that has way too much bounce. I think that's a little ridiculous. It's amazing how so many viral videos out there on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube are shorts about somebody standing on the scooter and just bouncing up and down like it's a trampoline. I feel like this scooter has just enough play in the suspension where it's cushy, but it's also firm. Again, I don't like a super cushy scooter. In big scooters like this, the suspension comes from springs. This is a spring suspension scooter, but it also has big 11 by 3.5 inch tires. I love the extra wide tires on these. Stand-up scooters are not great at handling. When you ride these things, you have a very high center of gravity. So that's why I think that electric scooter racing is basically stupid. Unless you're riding on a straight line, I think stand-up electric scooter racing is basically a gimmick. You can't corner on these. Even on the best stand-up electric scooters, you can't corner for shit because your center of gravity is so high. When you think about vehicles that can corner very well, you think about a motorcycle, you think about a crotch rocket, when a guy sits on it normally, but it's tucked almost all the way. Lower center of gravity so he can corner, so he can turn at speed. These types of scooters, every single one of them, they don't turn at speed at all. I don't believe in the idea of electric scooter racing unless you're talking about off of a straight line. Scooter's got a really long deck from the front to the back. You know, I use most of my scooters for deliveries. You know, I put the delivery box up front and I stand at the back of the scooter. It's a very long deck, a really long wheelbase, which scooter also has a really good, strong, affixed, very heavy metal kick plate, which I use every single time. I actually think that most of the experienced scooter riders out there always use the kick plate. One foot up, with one foot up front, the other foot on the kick plate. When I accelerate, I push down into that kick plate to put more weight on that rear tire to really freaking fly and grip the ground. What don't I like about this scooter? Well, I don't like the fact that at 500 miles, my wires here, they burnt out. This is a very, very common problem on these plug and play wires. It's a great advantage on this scooter that you can take the tire off the scooter to change it. It's very difficult to change a tire when it's stuck on the scooter. You're always worried about stressing the wire. So this scooter, there's little screws right here where you can unscrew the tire, take it off, and then put on a new tire. I actually am very lucky. I bring in my tires to two of the experts that I know. I brought my tire to Vora Motors. They put the tire on the rim for me. They have a special machine. But I also brought my tire to Louis, the Average Guy 1983. Please put his YouTube channel here. Make sure you subscribe to Louis. Louis is a freaking genius. And by hand, he was able to put a tire on the rim. And I didn't have to bring the entire scooter to his freaking house. All I had to do was bring the tire. So I love the fact that this scooter has this removable sort of a plug and play wire. But the problem is this type of wire is notorious for overheating. And the great thing is in the INMOTION 2.0, that's available right now, I think for 3,500 bucks, they fixed this problem. So they no longer have this problem with the wire. I don't know what they did, but you can look at the Vora Motors website. INMOTION has fixed this problem. They also had a problem with the app. I'm not sure what, I don't really use the app. I kind of just leave it in the stock settings. I've never changed anything on it, but they improved the app to improve the user interface. Again, I don't really use the app. I don't change much on this. I've just kept it pretty much at stock. The brakes on this scooter are freaking great. There's nothing really special about them. They're not Maguras, they're not super high end. If anything, they're just kind of classic Zoom hydraulic style brakes. But it's my experience that it's not the type of brakes that are important, it's how they're installed and how they're maintained. Out of the box, this scooter had tremendous braking system. I love the braking system on this. It's very strong enough for the scooter. The pads dig right into the rotors just the right amount. Another thing I don't like about this scooter is this is a half twist throttle. I cannot stand this twist throttle. You can see here, I actually added, this is called a, what's it called again? This is called a cramp buster. This is like a $13 thing here that I added on it, so it turns it into a thumb throttle. This half throttle is stupid as fuck. It is terrible. It really just destroys your hands and you can't really fully grip the handlebars. I'm not sure if the 2.0 has a different throttle. We'll have to check that out. But things I don't like about this scooter is how the motor wires were burning out very easily, and I hate this half twist throttle. It's just absolutely freaking terrible. How fast is this scooter? Unbelievably fast. I've taken it to 60 miles per hour. I did that just once just to prove that it can do it. I generally ride it at 40 miles per hour. What's amazing about this scooter is, as the battery gets low, you keep your top speed. I generally drive the scooter in second mode, which is exactly 39 miles per hour. But even as I get down to 20% of battery on the readout, it still goes 39. Most scooters, as your battery gets lower and lower, you lose your top speed, you lose your acceleration. This scooter is incredible. You can bring it down to below 20% on the battery, still hit your top speed, still have the same acceleration. You don't notice a difference in performance until you get below 10% on this scooter. It's freaking amazing. But very quickly, I'm going to go over all the specs and show you the scooter close and up front. Looking at the specs of the scooter one at a time. Most of you all know the battery is hidden here in the deck. This is a 72 volt, 40 amp hour battery. Definitely a very big battery that comes with 21700 Samsung cells. Industry standard for the best scooters on the market. Looking closely at the twist throttle, again, hidden under here is a half twist where you hold here and you twist. I added this cramp buster for 13 bucks, makes it a thumb throttle, much better. I do plan on actually replacing this with something completely different. I'd rather have a finger throttle or a traditional thumb throttle, but it comes with this half twist throttle, which I already told you that I really can't freaking stand. The brakes are Zoom hydraulic brakes. Wow, you can see how dirty mine are. 160 millimeter rotors, more than enough for the scooter. It's a heavy scooter. I think it's 120 pounds, but more than enough for the scooter. When it comes time to charge the scooter, it does take 8 hours, although I do have a supercharger. It takes about 4.5 hours, which is pretty friggin' amazing. Range on the scooter is advertised at 50 or 60 miles, but realistically, at lower speeds in first mode, the scooter can probably get 50 miles, but you're not gonna ride it in that mode. You're probably gonna ride it in second mode. I've gotten as much as 40 miles in second mode on this scooter. Top speed, they advertise at 68 miles per hour. Can it go that fast? I don't really know, to be honest with you. I know it is fast as hell though, for sure. At least 60 miles per hour. The motors here are dual 2,000 watt peak 8400 motors. Huge motors, as fast as you're gonna need for any of these scooters. It has a water rating of IP6. Now, if you ask me about water and scooters, I always say the same thing over and over and over. Don't ride under wet conditions. The tires are too small, they're nylon, they're not that grippy. And even though the scooter is water resistant, it's not waterproof. You might ride in the rain today and not have a problem. Wait till next season, as the water has been in the motor for a year, you're gonna end up with a rusted motor. Coil spring suspension, God, mine is so dirty, I really need to work on it. And this is the plug and play wire I was telling you about that is known for overheating. Some models have no trouble with it, but this model is known for overheating. At 500 miles, I actually brought my scooter to Voro. They've replaced all this, and now we're at 3,200 miles. Looking at the display, I almost never actually show my mileage. I assume nobody thinks I would ever lie about this. I don't know if the camera can even really pick it up. 3,195 miles. Very, very easy to read display. You guys know I use the quad lock for my phone, love that. Scooter actually weighs 128 pounds, so I got the weight wrong initially. Scooter has headlights, deck lights. I think if you're gonna ride it at night, again, most of you guys know I don't really ride the scooter at night. If you're gonna ride the scooter at night, you should add your own lights. And this is the hinge system. I actually really like this system. It's a little tricky at first, almost like any single hinge on the market. It's a little tricky to figure out. I can tell you the secret is, as you're installing this and as you're trying to get this lever up, you need to pull the handlebars towards you. Put some back pressure on this part of the scooter. Once you figure out how to use this, it's very, very easy. It's very, very tight. I have no fear of the stem on this scooter or the hinge ever failing. All right, let's hit the road. Let's go to the taco place and I'll show you what this scooter can do. First thing I want you to know about this scooter is the throttle has a delay. So when you hit the throttle, it doesn't take off immediately right away. There's like a slight delay. When I first took this scooter out, I almost fucking fell off of it. It really just it really just caught me off guard. So just letting you know, at least on this model, I don't know if it changes on the 2.0. I don't know if they think it's done for safety. To me, it's dangerous. There's a slight delay from when you hit the throttle and the acceleration actually kicks in. I've actually gotten completely used to it, so I've adapted to the way that I drive. Great suspension. Every time I leave my place, I'm always going over these terrible bumps in the road. And this scooter has phenomenal suspension. Not too much, not too little, not too stiff, not too bouncy. And I really love the suspension. And you can see here the way I'm riding, you can't really tell, but my hands, my elbows are bent. And I'm standing very far away from the stem, but my hands are still close to it because the stem and the handlebars are tilted towards you. Scooter has phenomenal acceleration. To be honest, all of the top scooters, all of the top big scooters in this class, they all have great acceleration. When you're talking about a 72 volt, 40 amp hour battery, it's gonna be a fast scooter. Even an expert will not be able to physically tell the difference between acceleration on this scooter and other scooters in this class, but this scooter is probably the second or third fastest scooter on the market that you can get. Without even mentioning the other brands, I can just tell you this scooter is fast as fuck. Super maneuverable, as we're gonna thread through traffic right here. Oh, come on, motherfucker. Look out, look out, look out. Best part about a scooter is ducking all this goddamn traffic, right? Still gotta be super careful here. Super careful. Oh, this truck is a little too far right. Very fun scooter to ride. Definitely not a scooter for a beginner, although almost everybody who buys this scooter I would qualify as a beginner. In my mind, if you haven't ridden 2,000 to 5,000 miles on a scooter, you're still the beginner. Brakes on this scooter are fucking great. They do more than enough. Love the fat tires. Love the tilted stem towards the rider. Super comfortable. Least strain on my shoulders and my hands. INMOTION RS. And again, the 2.0 is going to address the few problems that this scooter has had. So that's a phenomenal thing that INMOTION is coming out, or they've already came out with a new model, which is available right now. I don't know why it's $3,500. I know everybody, let's jump this curb. I almost never jump curbs, right? But let's jump a curb for you. I think it's bad for the scooter. Pretty phenomenal, especially during this time where they're only talking about prices going up because of tariffs, that you can get this scooter for $3,500. I do have a bonus code. Look at this guy. Let's follow the motorcycle. Yeah, let's go. Fuck him. Let's go. Let's chase a motorcycle on this review. Yeah, let's go, baby. Well, actually, we're gonna take a shortcut. He doesn't know the shortcut. We're gonna beat him to the corner. But yeah, you can feel this thing just rips. I never put it out of second gear. It's just not necessary to go more than 40 miles per hour. You don't drive these things on the freeway. You're driving them in the neighborhood where at fastest, the speed limit is gonna be 45 miles an hour anyhow. So I think 40 miles per hour is fast enough. You can flip it into third, fourth, or fifth, whatever, but I don't think you need that at all, unless you're a thrill rider. If you're riding for thrills, fine. I ride for work. I like to keep it at a modest speed so I can stretch out the battery. And again, I've gotten as much as 40 miles range in second mode. I've never really put it in first mode and tested it, but I'm sure I could get 50 miles range on it, but I'm not gonna drive 19, 20 miles per hour on a shift. It's just too much goddamn work. It's an absolute massive hill climber. I have not found a single hill in Hollywood, and my whole neighborhood is on a hill. Anytime you're going north or south around here, let's rip it past these cars. You're going up or down a hill. There's not a hill in this neighborhood that this scooter cannot conquer. And you can see out here, we're as fast as a small motorcycle. We're as fast as a gas-powered scooter out here, for fucking sure. Totally just annihilating traffic, just keeping up. We're going faster than. Still got to be careful, all these assholes out here. We're closing in on the food truck. You guys are going to like this. It's my favorite lunch for sure. Luckily, there is nobody online at the food truck. I'm going to park right here next to the commuter scooter, and we're going to order our tacos. How you doing?
Hi.
It's been a while. I was here yesterday. It was so good. All right, I'm going to get cinco. Can I get a 2 al pastor? 2 carnita, 1 chorizo. Beautiful. It's okay. I got it. Thank you. Do you have a red sauce? Yeah, perfect. I don't even like these. You can keep that one for the next customer.
Is it 1 or 2?
One's okay. One's okay. All right, guys, check this out. They usually only give 4 chips, so I think she's taking care of me here. So look at this shit. These are amazing. Look at this. They come with the carrots and the radishes. And plenty of fucking lime. All right, let's go. Absolutely annihilated that. All right, let's go home and I'll wrap it up for you. Thanks, Mama. See you. Alrighty, fellow pioneers, that is that. Thanks for joining me for a review and fun taco run. Like, subscribe, comment, use my links, use my bonus code. Even if I don't have a bonus code for this scooter, the link will still get me a kickback that's in the description, so use that to buy. Look at that 2.0. I think it's an amazing upgrade. Appreciate your support. Let's go home.